Come mai, come mai, la Champions League tu non la vinci mai.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Brothers of the World podcast. It's been a little while since we talked. We're filming this on Tuesday night. We had the match this past weekend. We've had a little time to have that settle in. We had Lukaku come in. We've had some time to think about that. And we're going to go through that. There's some stuff we're going to save for our episode this weekend because it's going to be a big episode. So you guys watch out for that and hope you enjoy this one. We're going to start off with the match. Christo, do you have any thoughts on the first half, on the lineup, or anything of that sort?
Yeah, as far as the lineup goes, I think that we expected this lineup, especially because Martinez and Politano are back in the lineup, both training and now starting for the team. Everything else is everything that we already knew, both the midfield and the defense. As far as the game goes, the game against Valencia, I don't know. The feelings are kind of mixed, especially because the first half we were kind of on the back foot, and we started to play actual football, or the football that we already saw in the previous matches, and the counter-attacking football. As soon as the second half started. Lautaro was kind of off this game, maybe because it's his first friendly, or I don't know, he's not in shape. I don't know. We'll see next week. But as far as the performance goes, I think that I was kind of disappointed with the defensive movement, especially from Skriniar, who got caught off position so many times, and not only him. D'Ambrosio was caught off positions also like few times, and De Vrij was the most reliable defender that we've had so far, and especially in the game with Valencia. The finishing was also an aspect of the game that we need to improve, and now that we got Lukaku, I think that segment of the game is gonna improve a lot. Barella was the one that was supposed to mark Soler for the goal, which he didn't do. Soler actually penetrated through the defense and scored a goal. And we already saw how good we are on penalties, at least the last 3 games. And maybe the winning on penalties could give us and should improve our mentality as a team, because we are clutching the game when we need the most. I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of surprised by the play style that we've had this game, but I think that our style is getting improved as the weeks go on.
Yeah, with that, I thought that everybody looked kind of off, especially in the beginning. I don't know if it was a hard week of training or if maybe they were still jet lagged, which is kind of a flimsy excuse. Or some of these guys, it was still their first time playing together. It was Lautaro's first time back. And it was the first time we saw Brozovic, Sensi, and Barella from the start with each other. But I don't know. It just did feel a little off in the beginning. It felt off through the goal. The pressing seemed a little off. Attacking, we could get the ball to the attacking third, but there was no kind of creative ball that was going to break open a defense or anything. And once we got to the second half and subs started coming on, I feel like that's kind of a full different game, that everybody's just completely changed by that point. And that's when Vecino had his nice run. He came in late. This was his first match. But he came in with that really nice long run from the defensive third into the attacking third, giving the ball off to Esposito, who was able to draw the penalty that Politano put away. But with the penalties, we've been pretty shit at penalties the past few years, even with what was that third division side?
Pordenone.
Yeah, with Pordenone, we look like shit. We could have lost that one, and maybe hopefully somehow that carries over. That's about the only positive I can take out of this game because it was pretty shit to watch. Chino, what have you heard from the game?
Oh well,
Disclaimer.
I'm just like everybody else.
We know you didn't watch, but
So I don't think I missed anything. What I'm concerned about, I'm not hearing anyone speaking about Barella. He just said this was his first, well, this is our first sighting of Barella, Sensi, and Brozovic in the midfield. What you guys could say about that? Tell me more.
I mean, yeah, Barella, I was kind of disappointed in him too, because so far in the preseason we haven't seen the best of him. We haven't seen the qualities that he offered while at Cagliari. But I think that with time, and especially with Conte as our manager, he'll improve. The same goes for Sensi, who has been, with Brozovic, one of our best, if not the best, performer this preseason.
Yeah.
And as Mikey pointed out, like Vecino, I liked Vecino a lot in this role. Like him going into the box with the late runs, especially when we were lacking a height, basically, like Lautaro, Politano, Sensi, Brozovic, Barella. None of them are like actually tall and can be a threat in the air.
Who did he replace?
When in the game?
Vecino, yeah.
Let me see.
He came on for Barella, no?
Okay.
I could be wrong.
I just wanted to know. Curious as to what role.
But they did a pretty. It was.
I mean,
I think
all of them came off except De Vrij, Ambrose, and Handanovic.
Okay.
But like I was trying to say that if we actually get Milinkovic Savic and Vecino, like them arriving in the box with Lukaku and Lautaro, that's going to be a deadly attack, I think.
Not with Candreva crossing though.
Candreva going to cross to Dalbert on the left wing back, and Dalbert is going to cross to Candreva, and they're going to pass the ball to each other the whole time. Dalbert.
Yeah, one of Candreva's skied crosses actually got somehow handled by Sensi. I think that's the first person to handle a Candreva cross in about 2 years. But it was skied, and he brought it down perfect, one touch. And I think they showed about 4 or 5 different replays of it just because it was probably the only remarkable move we had up there.
Yeah, Jay needs to make a highlight out of that.
Yeah, it's Conte ball, right? Wow.
I mean, Conte actually improved Dalbert so far in the preseason. So if Dalbert looks that good, then I'm excited about the season, honestly.
Yeah, there's no doubt about him making crap players and mediocre players and getting those guys way above their means. We've seen that all preseason with the bench and fringe guys that he was really given to begin with. He's just gotten his guys now, and hopefully things start looking up even more because of it.
I mean, look at the Valencia team on the other side. Like when Kondogbia came in, he looked like a prime Vieira. Like, that guy enjoys playing against Inter. Like I hate him so much. I despise him.
He came in like playing like this was a Champions League game.
Like Sassuolo.
Oh my god, that fucking prick.
Imagine him at Sassuolo. We would lose that game like 10-0.
That's how all former players play against.
He'd score
us,
5.
and, you know.
He looked like Pogba
He
almost.
did.
Well, the way Pogba fought out Gagliardini against Manchester United, that was almost what that midfield looked like again.
And that's crazy considering how bad he was while at Inter. I don't know what happened to that guy.
I think it was confidence. Though. I think it was.
Yeah, no.
I don't think he was that bad. He
He
had some good moments. He always looked like he had talent.
Even Jonathan had some moments.
His mind was never in it.
Like, you know that.
Even Santon had a decent run of matches.
Please don't
like,
mention
in
him.
2016. Hey, he did.
2009.
Trash the man.
That's all for today's episode.
No. Like 2015, 16.
At Newcastle, yeah.
What's happening?
But we're speaking on the Valencia team a little bit, and we're lucky that Kevin Gamero was so shit in that game. He would get the ball on the right-hand side and be running down that left side, and he'd cut in, and then it would just go to shit. If that would have been anybody else, we probably would have been down 3-0 in the first half.
I mean, most of the players that will play next season won't be near as good as him. So if we don't get at least third or second place, I will talk about that on Sunday. But like, we have a decent team now. If we can add another midfielder, or we can swap Icardi with Dybala, which seems impossible, then we are on a good track to actually do something this season. And I cannot wait for a competitive game, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, the friendlies are fun and all. I mean, we've gotten 3 trophies this preseason.
That's more than Roma and Milan combined in the last 10 years. So
I saw Roma got
Facts.
a bonsai tree this weekend.
yep.
The bonsai tree, put that in the
It
trophy.
was,
Imagine
I saw that.
the bonsai tree and Icardi in the attack. Both trees, both.
Yeah, Cardi's gonna lift that first match day. He's gonna lift that in front of the Roma fans, and they're just
Hey,
gonna
no
go
way
crazy.
it goes Roma. I don't see that happening at all. Let's not go there.
Talking about Roma and talking about transfers.
Checo.
Yep.
Talked about that man so much, and he just, we're gonna get him next week. 2
I
weeks
think
ago.
so too.
We're gonna get him
I
next
think
week.
so too.
We're gonna get him next
That was
week.
something I was so
But
sure about.
it's just so annoying.
But I don't know if it's happening. I'm not sure.
I think it's happening.
The replacement, though, they don't have a replacement for him.
Higuain or Icardi in a
Two
deal
players
like
that's so expensive for them. That's the thing. Higuain making €9 million after tax.
no, but the thing is like if Juventus wanna like cut their losses or not even cut their losses but cut the salaries and like even Sari said they have to cut 6 players out of the team. 2 of them I think are or 3 Mandzukic, Higuain and Dybala, and they want to get a replacement in Icardi. So if they sign Icardi at the end of the day, then they can loan out Higuain to Roma and they can pay like a portion of his salary because he will not stay at Juventus. I think there's zero possibility. They have to offload him. So I think Dzeko to Inter is going to happen at the end of the day or until the transfer window closes, just because he doesn't want to stay. They don't want him because next year they're going to lose him on a free, and they think that they'll get a better striker in Higuain with.
I don't think they want to lose him, to be honest.
I don't think they want to lose him too, but he wants to leave, and I don't think he's willing to stay.
I think that's the only reason, is that he might want to leave.
He won't sign an extension is the only problem. If he would have signed an extension like they tried to earlier this summer, I don't think there'd be any chance that we get him.
But I think they don't want to offer him as much as he's making now as a salary reduction. Because I think he
just wants to win, man. He wants to come here and he wants to try to win. He doesn't want to sit at Roma.
He would have now gone to Roma in the first place if he wanted to win. You know?
I think we have an upper hand with Conte. I think that he wants to work with Conte, and I don't blame him. Like, he likes the type of strikers the Dzeko is, the Lukaku is, and I think it's a win-win if we get Dzeko because Conte likes Dzeko, obviously, and he wasn't even that good for Roma last season. They even got rid of El Shaarawy for like 16 million, and he went to China. So if you can get him for like 15 to 20 million, or 15 plus the Primavera guy that was reported.
That's the thing. Roma had or have a surplus of wingers. So El Shaarawy leaving was like, they had Perotti as cover for him. They have Under, they have Kluivert. Sure, they plays a new on the left as well. But let's see, Dzeko is just difficult to replace right now. Schick has been awful.
Is he?
And they can't rely on Schick. And I think that there's a tangle. Juve need to move players. Inter not so much right now. I mean, yes, they want to get rid of Icardi, but with Lukaku coming in, we don't really have that big of a problem in the attack anymore. But Roma can't afford to lose Dzeko without a replacement. And Juve hands are tied. Well, they want to get rid of players as well, but I don't know. It's just a mess. I think if one goes, it'll cause a chain reaction where other players move. But I think it's just a big knot right now.
Yeah. if Dzeko goes to Inter, that then means Higuain goes to Roma maybe,
Yeah,
and Icardi to Juventus. I don't know.
yeah. I think that something gonna happen there or
Speaking on
not.
Juventus, I think I really think it's something that Sarri would just come out like he did this past week and say that they needed to offload 6 guys. That there was no space in the Champions League squad. There was just no space anywhere for these 6 guys. And he mentioned Dybala as one of them. And he kind of mentioned him in passing, though, with the my opinion means nothing.
Yeah,
Just doesn't seem very, very friendly over there. But if Conte or somebody on our side would have come out and said something like that, I feel like it would have been a much bigger deal throughout the Serie A news media.
but that's
If
typical.
yeah,
That's typical. Every situation at Inter is blown out of proportion compared to
Right,
when a similar
exactly.
situation occurs at
If,
Juve.
as you said, if that happens at Juventus, or that happened at Juventus, nobody mentions that. But if that happened at Inter,
Yeah,
it's
it'd be
gonna
like
be all over the
headlines,
news.
chaos at Inter,
Yeah, just
meltdown.
like the Raja situation, and they caught Vidal with smoking cigarettes and doing what God knows what in the late hours, and nobody even said shit about that. Everybody forgot about it.
well, nobody cares about what Raj is doing now either. There's already been videos of him out drinking and smoking at Cagliari, and just nobody gives
But
a
that's the
fuck.
funny thing, though. Inter fans, although we know this, we still take the bait, though. We still overreact and act out and, make the most of
Yeah,
In terms of what?
all these random articles that come out or news reports that come out every day. We know the media always feeds or has an agenda against Inter. But yet, every time we hear every little story that comes out, all the fans tend to overreact all the time. It's
Yeah,
funny.
because like it's like talking about your family. It's like I know that like Italy hates Inter, but I get like not hurt, but like not even excited. In a way, like surprised that they're still going and going and going against Inter. Like just fuck off. Like nobody cares about you.
Like
Like
every
so many.
single day, every
Yeah,
single day, there's like 3 different articles. Icardi saying that Inter. Icardi is going to Juve first choice, and Icardi going to Roma or Napoli. Every day for the past 2 weeks, they've recycled the same 3 stories. Icardi opens to Napoli. Icardi opens to Roma. Icardi is not. He's going to better than Juve. Oh God, it's like what's that? It's the same shit over and over.
yeah. Talking about Icardi, as you said, like I saw somebody tweet that like if Inter wants to create a brand or expand the brand and promote the brand, they need to get rid of players like Icardi, Raja, and Perisic because they're causing like quote unquote problems or they're causing something inside the team, which I'm not surprised that they do. They're pretending like they are sent from the sky, sent from God to help Inter. Like we don't need players like that, especially when we have Conte, who is all about hard work and like harmony. And I cannot blame the guy. Like he wants to have a clear team, clear ideas, and he knows what to do with the team. So when it comes to transfers, I trust him more than I trust Spalletti because I mean we saw last season like we paid 35 million plus Zaniolo, which proved to be a bad deal for Raja, even though so many guys wanted him, and he's obviously a good player. But if we want to expand the brand, we need to get rid of players like that that cause havoc.
Not necessarily, but winning builds the brand more than anything else,
Of course, but you
right?
cannot. Yeah,
So
I never expected to win
that's
under
basically it.
Spalletti.
So it's not about really getting rid of these types of players, but if you can't win with those type of players, it doesn't make sense having them.
Okay, look at this way.
Well, you can't win with that type of player is the thing. If you're fighting in the dressing room every December, that's just not going to
Not
work.
e-
That's why it's
Well,
not
that's
not
what
even
I'm
working.
saying.
that.
Whatever the reason is, if you can't win with them, I mean, poisonous players, you can't clubs win with poisonous players, right? It happens, right?
Yeah,
But I mean, if we can't do it, it doesn't make sense to have them.
I
And the only
agree
thing
with
to do,
you.
Conte on his own can't do it. We need to be winning. Conte is not the brand that we need. Conte just needs to win And what brand
I
will
don't
be
even
will
see
be
it
better?
as a brand thing. I see it as almost like Zhang and Murata, and even I think to an extent Auxilio have seen what went on and just how embarrassing the period from January to March just was. And I think it's almost personally, they're like, all right, we're separating you guys. We're sending you off regardless. Doesn't matter how it's going to happen. All of you are gone. And they've gone through on that. Spalletti's gone. Icardi's not in the plans. Perisic has just been loaned out. Nainggolan, he's been loaned out. They're just going to get them out, whether it's loan, whether they have to take money or not. They just want to get rid of these guys, and it's because of what has
Yeah,
happened.
except that part. There's no doubt about that. I'm just
Like,
saying that they need to win to build the brand, not just getting rid
not
of these players.
like not only that, you're Inter. Even if you win a trophy, the day after you win a trophy, the headlines in the media and on the websites are gonna be, oh, Icardi is doing that. Icardi changed his agent. Perisic is doing some fucking awful things. I don't know. Raji
And that's
smoking
the thing.
cigarette.
It'll never stop. We are Inter. It will never stop.
Yeah, but adjust to it.
Who has to adjust?
The team, like, even
Oh
if you
yeah.
get rid of, like, they're trying to get rid of the players, they're causing problems. Even if they do, I don't think that's gonna solve a problem. The
I don't think
media,
so either. But
yeah, the media is gonna come out with something else. Maybe I don't know what else, but like they got rid of,
Brozovic,
yeah,
they'll start saying about Brozovic. Who
they
knows?
got rid of Perisic
that's
now.
what separated Mourinho from other coaches, though. Mourinho made himself the target in the media to protect his players.
Yeah, but
I'm not
did
sure
we
if
have?
Conte is that type of player yet, though. I mean, yes, we had a good team with Mourinho, but Mourinho always does that. Mourinho makes himself
Did we have any
the
like
target to
trouble
protect his
causing
players.
players under
But
Mourinho?
if he had any, it didn't
Uh,
matter. It didn't matter if he had any troublesome players. Mourinho, his style of management has always been he will be the outlandish one. He will
oh yeah.
make the attacks in the media. The media will focus on him,
Mhm.
and everybody else on the team would be somewhat protected because Mourinho was the person they attacked in the media. It worked for
Yeah, but
him.
that's
That's why it
just
was good at Inter as well.
like there's nobody that can argue against that. We all love Mourinho.
Yeah, I'll reel this in here. We mentioned Perisic now and how he's today, as of officially off to Bayern.
Hallelujah.
I just wanted to get you guys like final thoughts on that. Maybe like something maybe nice that he did. We can talk about how he disappears for seasons or half seasons at a time. Just a general moratorium on his time in
Honestly,
Inter.
I never disliked him as a player. Like I always thought that he was decent. He was maybe not a world beater, but he was always a decent player that can help the team both in the attack and in defense, which Italian coaches so far have valued so much. Taking that into consideration and having in mind that he's inconsistent and he has blackouts every single season in which we don't perform in the winter period usually. He always assimilates with the team. Like if we play good, he's good. If we play bad, then he's awful, and he doesn't contribute with anything. So my problem was with him was always not that he's a bad player, but the inconsistency, which didn't help the team at all.
Oh yeah, this is like Christmas in August for me right now. It's like one of the best days since we qualified for the Champions League. For sure. Oh God, I hated that guy. I mean, he was the worst thing that could happen to us. Really and truly. I
Wow.
mean, yeah, no,
Tell me how you really
Like
feel.
yeah, seriously,
it's
he
like
was
talking about
awful.
Icardi.
Huh?
It's like talking about Icardi.
Icardi gave that guy a career, That whole person, Icardi shit and whatnot.
Perisic to a Cardi
Yeah.
hashtag.
No, I don't know. He really was a big disappointment. He had his moments, and he could have been, if he could have done like the good consistently, we could have said he was one of the best in the world, but he just never did it first. I don't know what happened. It was like a really good 3 or 4 months, and then total ass for the rest of the year. It was just a real painful thing to go through and experience.
We should have sold him to
just,
Manchester.
Yeah, I don't know why
Yeah.
we asked for so much money. I mean, he can't. I mean,
Well,
Spalletti.
because
I mean,
Spalletti
I know
wanted him
Spalletti
so
wanted him.
bad. Spalletti was gonna play the
Yeah, but
guy
Spalletti. But
until
then
like
get the best out of him, Spalletti. Don't just fucking ask for him and make sure you want him and demand him, and then not get the best out of him. That didn't make sense. But whatever. Good.
yeah, it was a
I
mess.
mean, it's a
But
good move for him still at Bayern Munich. He might win a title and come back here next season, and then go off to West Ham.
I think I kind of fall between the two valuations of this guy that you've given. I appreciate what he did, especially in like 2015-16 when he chokeslammed Quadrado in the Coppa Italia. And
Yeah, that probably is
I mean,
highlight.
yeah, that's his one Inter highlight. But I mean, he also scored some cracking goals. His moves were nice until they were figured out. But Germany seemed to be a good place for him, and hopefully he goes off there and does really well and convinces someone to buy him, so we don't have to worry about trying to sell him again next summer when we're trying to sell Raja, and we're probably still trying to fucking sell Icardi. Who knows? But hopefully, yeah, it didn't seem to work out the past year. I think he might have caused more trouble than we know in the locker room, because I think he did run that whole faction.
The
that
Balkan clan.
was upright. Yeah, he ran the whole Balkan
He's a
clan,
big
really.
ego, huh?
And I mean, that goes all the way back to like Jovetic and
Yo, whoa,
Yajic and these other guys. Yes, I'm implicating your boys. They were in on it too, because that was the first big Icardi spat, was him and Jovetic after Lazio that year. And I'm kind of looking and I'm thinking about this, and I look ahead and I'm thinking, hey, we don't have to deal with this upcoming year. We may have to deal with other things, but at least this isn't going to be the recurring thing
Imagine
this
if we
year.
don't have a
So-
blackout this year. It's gonna be amazing.
Exactly, that's what I'm hoping.
Talking about that, Icardi had problems with Jovetic, Ljajic, Perisic. Who else? Like Spalletti, Marotta, Conte, with everyone else. So, who's the real problem here?
Yeah, sure. Let me not go down that road. That's I'm not in the mood to back it down tonight. Alright.
Yo, I can't wait to see Jacob Bolden at Inter and Icardi destroying his career at Roma and being loaned out to Dortmund with Cheek next year.
All right. Before we get into all that, we'll save that for next week when we're on a longer
Fucking slap this
episode.
boy.
Yo, Mikey, what do you think about Lukaku now that he's official?
Well, with Lukaku, I mean, like last week, I kind of jinxed it into existence when I said that I had talked about Lukaku more than I've talked to my girlfriend all summer. But I'm glad that it's finally done, and I really actually like the deal because, I mean, it's still, what is it, 65 million?
65
I
plus
believe.
13, payable in 5 years.
Yeah, I really like the payable in 5 years option on it, and the guy seems really excited to be here. When he landed, we've seen the videos of him like right behind the corner from all the fans who showed up at 2 a.m. and he's just jumping like a kid, just giddy, and he looks genuinely excited to be here. And I mean, I don't blame him leaving that shithole in Manchester with the Norwegian PE coach, but I think he's going to be fine. He speaks so many languages. He should be able to get along with everybody. And he hit the ground running in that little baby friendly with that City D team. So I think he's going to be fine. I'm happy he's here. And I think it's all going to work out. What do you think?
I got goosebumps when I saw him jump with the fans chanting his name. I think, like, I always said that he would be a great signing, especially with Conte liking him a lot, and he even wanted him at Chelsea. That didn't happen, obviously, but we've talked about Lukaku so much. We all wanted him at Inter except the Icardi lover boy. Like, we'll see. I think that he's gonna fit in nicely, but as far as the game plan goes, we can only hope that he fits in well, because we need him to fit in well. the highest ever paid signing for Inter. And as you said, like Pablo in 5 years is like something that I've never seen before, especially with such a high fee. Um, I'm just happy that he's here. You know?
Um, well, I wasn't too excited about him, obviously, but I think the only thing, well, one of the major things he has going for him is how much Conte wants him, really, and what Conte obviously believes he can get out of him. Um, last couple of years, or at least the last year in England, wasn't good for him at all. He had a hard time, so I could understand him being excited and happy to actually get away from Manchester. So I don't know. I just hope he doesn't take long to adjust. You said he already speaks Italian, which is a good thing for adjusting to the new environment. So let's hope he hits the ground running and scores plenty goals. Who to replace in the starting lineup, taking a number 9 jersey from Icardi, he falling apart to somebody who is the seventh top scorer in Inter history. I don't know if he could live up to that, but if he could come even close, halfway there or something like that, we'll have a good signing. That's all I say for now.
I completely agree with you, especially the part that you said. Like, I think he was undervalued, or not even undervalued, like underappreciated at Manchester. Nobody wanted him there. He didn't fit in with the manager, and I think that the change of managers, the change of teams, climate, even league, is going to help him a lot. Especially that he wanted to come to Inter. Conte wants him, and I think that we're going to see the best out of Lukaku at Inter.
Well, we hope so.
I think a lot of it, we really do need him to be showing up for Inter. We need him to be living up to his billing, because this whole project that Conte's pitched, it revolves around this guy. It revolved around getting this guy. It revolved around what this guy can do in front of goal. And if he doesn't really do it, then I think we're kind of fucked, at least for this season, until we get someone in.
Of goals, huh? We have gotten rid of Icardi, Perisic, and Nangolan, and I believe they were the top 3 scorers in the team last year.
Dzeko, Lukaku, Lautaro.
Pardon?
Dzeko, Lukaku, Lautaro.
But okay, so we can hope on that, right? We do have Dzeko.
It's a lot of hope. I will say that, and those are big shoes to fill, whether you like Icardi now or not. There was a time where that dude was carrying us on his back. He scored 29 fucking goals in a season. You don't know, not everybody can do that. And
yeah, I don't think we have
need him to repeat that. We don't need Lukaku to score 29, because there's 2 strikers up there now. We maybe need like 10 out of one and 19 out of the other, or anything. If you get 20 and 20, that's going to be ridiculous. And just the closest we can get to that is what we need.
They can always pitch in with a few assists, and just the build up from the play, from the midfield. I think that if we want to do something this season, we need goals from the midfield. That's the most crucial part.
We always have. It has been our shortcoming for the longest while.
Exactly. Should we go on to the questions?
Yeah, because we're going to have a lot more to say on Lukaku next week, and we'll have some different segments and some different guys to speak on him. So that should be the real lowdown on Lukaku.
I'm petitioning to get Ibs on. I don't know if it's going to happen.
I'm beating the move.
So questions?
Yeah. The first question comes from Dino, and he asks, where would we be as a team, and what's the state of the team if we didn't beat Lazio 2 seasons ago? Mikey?
We'd be Milan.
Oh, oof.
Yeah, I think with that I don't think Icardi would have stayed after that season. I think someone would have bought him 110 mil. They would have activated the release clause. He would have been out.
Fuck.
I think we would have lost Perisic. We would have had to do that even just to make financial fair play without the Champions League money. And if we didn't honestly, we wouldn't have made it we probably wouldn't have made Champions League this year, and we would have fired Spalletti. And without the pedigree, we wouldn't have gotten Conte, and we maybe best case scenario, you get Mourinho wanting his redemption.
Gattuso.
But yeah, worst case scenario, you're ending up with
Gianpaolo.
So yeah, I think that was the biggest game in the past recent memory. That was huge.
I wasn't so emotional. I was never as happy as that match. Maybe the Champions League final, but that's 10 years ago now. Chin?
I don't think we would have been as bad as Milan. Come on. Spain is a better, more stable organization compared to whoever the hell it is running that shit show across the city. As I said, we might have sold Perisic. That's exciting. I wish we probably lost against Lazio. Back then, we would get rid of him long time ago.
But then Icardi would have been out too. You'd have been a PSG fan by now.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know.
He'll be a Roma fan next season.
Crystal, shut the fuck up, okay? I don't know. I don't think, obviously, we wouldn't be in the position we were in or are in now, signing Conte to this big contract and whatnot, but we would have still been out of FFP. Probably with a few sales of some major players. Perisic, if you want to call it major, would have probably left. I doubt Icardi would have left still. But yeah, the future, or as we are now, it would not have been like this. And I don't know even if Spalletti would have lasted past that season had we not made Champions League as well. So that's a tough one, but I think we have better ownership. So we were secure.
One more thing is, I think another interesting counterpoint to that would be, what if fourth place was Champions League in 2016 when Mancini got it? I like to think about that sometimes too.
Oh yeah.
I love that season. That season was the best opportunity we had. We had so many sauce up front. I'm still bitter about that.
I think that was one of the best transfer markets we've had.
Talking about great strikers from Serbia, Croatia, and Macedonia, Hooligan asks, what is our best attacking striker combo? Who will be creating big chances and who will be providing the assists? Now, without Icardi, Chino, we can take the podium.
Well, I guess, as it is right now, we open for Lautaro and Lukaku to pop off. All right? We can't expect, as it is, we can't expect more or anything better than that combination. Lautaro, I don't know how much of an assist man he is. I don't think he'll be setting up anything. I think Lukaku might have more assists than Lautaro this season.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. What else? What other parts?
I think we can excel with them up front, especially if they play decent together, because both of them are the big guy and the small guy. They can bounce off each other. They can also fit in very nicely. But we haven't seen them both playing for Inter. We just saw Lukaku this past week playing a friendly match. I just cannot wait for them to start playing together. Mikey, what do you think?
I need the question again.
The best attacking striker or the best combo, who's going to score the goals and who's going to provide the assists?
Oh, wait, if we get Dzeko, I think Dzeko and Lautaro would be the better combination, by the way. Just saying. Mikey.
It seems like what we're looking for is this Lukaku. Yeah, that's what they're going to be.
That's what you want to call it?
Yeah, the Lukaku situation, I think, is what everything has been pointing towards all summer. And I mean, Lautaro knows a little bit of that second striker role. He played it at Racing when he was younger. He played it a little bit with Argentina. It kind of ended up looking like he was kind of behind Aguero a little bit. So I think he can do that job, and I really like Lukaku in this. I know a lot of people shit on his first touch and whatnot, but we know Lautaro can make those little flicks, but I think Lukaku can also. I've seen, if you go back and look, I mean, YouTube comps can make anybody look like a god, but he had some nice flicks on these little dinks and moves that really broke down defenses. And I think that if those two guys can get that going together, I think both of them are double-digit goals and assists.
Talking about assists, just a random thought. Once upon a time, I was trying to find a compilation of the best Schelotto moments, and I didn't find them. So, talking about YouTube compilations, never mind.
What?
Go back and look at the 2016 Candreva Maestro comp on YouTube. You will not be disappointed.
There is something like that?
One of the
Yeah,
best
there
looking
is
guys on our team.
Wow. What?
Never mind, we have a question on that later on. Vanda Marnen asks, how many players do we need to compete for the Champions League? Just give me 3 names, both of you.
Fuck. Milinkovic, Savic, Messi, Neymar. Because that's impossible this year.
Icardi, Lukaku, Raja.
I like how you're thinking it. So I like it. I don't even want to go against that. And I'll go with Milinkovic Savic. I want to replace Candreva on the right wing, but I don't know who though. Like, give me a good option for that position. Like a world-class option. Who? No.
Danny Alves.
Alvaro Pereira.
Fuck you guys.
I mean,
I don't know. Savic,
Victor Moses.
Milinkovic Savic.
Cancelo.
Yeah. Oh gosh. If we get Cancelo on the right wing, Milinkovic Savic, and who boy?
Fuck, we should have gave
I would
Juventus
reintegrate Icardi. Yeah. Champions League squad.
I would
Champions League semi-finals at least.
I would agree with both of you. Like, I think Milinkovic Savic is the first name that pops up. The 2 other. Dybala?
You did your 3 already.
Nah.
No, that was just a
Milinkovic Savic? I would never put Icardi, bro. What the fuck? He played like 3 games in Champions League. I even played more games in the Champions League than him.
Yeah, he has like 4 goals in 3 games or 6 games. That's elite numbers.
Yep. And I played.
Better goals to
I even scored
Messi.
when I was playing at the left wing 5 years ago in the 4th division of Macedonian football. So that's another topic. I would go with Milinkovic Savic, Dybala, and Jovetic. Let's move on to the next question.
Yeah. Fast.
Or Quaresma. I fucking forgot about him. Fuck me.
It is a band to 11 Champions League trophy you're trying to win, right?
Yeah, it's still better than Juventus trying to win the Champions League with Demirel, the Chilo, and Buffon with the, I don't know, number 77. Fuck him. Lukaku lover, Chino. Oh, it's
what
not
is
Chino.
That?
How many goals will Lukaku score this season? And will he be a success for us? We'll talk about that on Sunday, I think. We'll go into detail about him with Badar.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we can't blow everything on that we got this week.
And we're going to finish off with a question from Safia, and she asked, "Who do we think that is the cutest player on our team?" Mikey, because we know that Chino is going to choose Lukaku. Just answer the question.
Answer the question.
No homo.
Give me top 3.
Top 3.
Yep.
3. Weird. 2.
Yes.
Wow.
Sexy
Padilli.
tail.
1.
Who?
Lautaro.
Padilli.
Padilli.
Top 3?
Yep.
Icardi when you wake up in the morning. Icardi when you show up for training. And Icardi on match day. That's
Oh
about
my
it.
God. You're
Icardi
worse than
when
a...
You put Wanda in that.
I mean, Chino is Vanda in this case. I can already imagine him like making a breakfast for him.
One cook.
Chin cooks for Icardi.
Yeah, we don't worry about that.
I would go with Padele as number one.
Number one.
Yep.
He looks like he's made in face app, man. It just he doesn't look real sometimes. Like he looks like a just computer generated person. It's weird.
We're Padele stance now. I will go with Ranocchia and then Candreva. Yes.
I can't believe you don't like Lukaku though. Lukaku sound like your type though. You've always said you like them thick.
Thick and dark.
Thick and dark, yeah. You always ask me to set you up on a Caribbean chick. So one is true.
I mean, I don't know.
I think this is going.
Yeah.
This is going.
I mean,
This
I
is
have to.
evolving quick.
It is what it is. I mean, I'll go with then. I'll replace Candreva with Lukaku. Chino changed my mind.
All you thick girls listening, you know what to do. Get in those DMs.
Yep, that's what you get by listening to the podcast.
That's why you listen to the end.
Yep.
We've made it to the end now. If you're still listening, give us a like, give us a share, rate us, comment on whatever platform you're on. Give us some more exposure, some help getting bigger. We'll appreciate it, and we'll see you guys for the big one this weekend.